Coucou my beauties, so it's time for another foundation review Monday. Since we've done a couple BB cream reviews, I thought let's just continue on to that stream. So this week, and I think next week will be a BB cream, and then I've got a couple foundations to test out for you guys. So today we're talking about, it's a CC cream, but you know, same idea. It's the Peter Thomas Roth CC Cream Complexion Corrector Camu Vitamin C and Sun Protection in One. So it was one of these ones that I got from Sephora. It had the 3 shades, so it had light to medium, medium to tan, and deep. I used the light to medium on my skin, on my face. I went online to the Sephora website and they have one shade lighter. They have one in light. What's interesting though is that these 3 shades are $55 Canadian and the light is $58 Canadian. So I don't know why they are discriminating against the pale girls, but it's a little bit more expensive for that pale one. I did light to medium like I said, and I think it's a pretty good color match. It is very warm in here, so it's going to double as a fan for a minute. Okay, so $55, you get 1.7 ounces of product, so it's almost double. Most foundations slash CC creams, at least the ones that I've tried, are about 1 ounce of product, so you get almost double. So at $55 to $58 for that much product, that's not bad price-wise. What else do I want to tell you? So I'm going to show you a little demo of me putting it on. I put it on the right side of my face so you can see the difference between the two sides. What I would have to say is that when I first put it on, initially, it didn't give a huge amount of coverage. I would say it was probably about a sheer coverage. And I hope you're sort of able to see that in the little demo. And so it sort of covered some things up, but it was more like a tinted moisturizer type coverage. Now, I did go on and do the rest of my face, and then I applied a little bit more to the right side of my face, and I hope in the clip that you're going to see now in a minute, you can see that it does give about a medium amount of coverage when you do that. So it is buildable without getting, which is really great. At this point, I have had it on, what time? For about 8 hours, and I think it is holding up quite nicely. So what else do I want to tell you about the application? Oh, it smells like oranges when you put it on, and that's the Camu in it, which is this little fruit here on the side. So that little fruit, you can definitely smell the nice citrus fruit smell in it when you put it on. You do have to, it does have the tendency, so I put it on with this new Sephora 55 brush, which is sort of a more fluffy type brush. And that it left it looking pretty streaky. So I would say that you do want to either spend your time blending or use something denser. So what my favorite one at this point is this one from Tarte. It's like their Air Bouquet liquid foundation brush. It's nice and dense, and with this one it blended out like a dream. So those are my notes on application. I'm going to read you what it says on the back, and then we can talk about whether or not it did those things. So it says the Amazonian Camu berry has 30 times the vitamin C of an orange. So do you guys see that it has like 1 Camu berry and then 30 oranges over there? It's really cute. And then it lists off short-term and long-term benefits of the CC cream. And then it gives you this picture of this lady, which in the picture I really can't see a huge amount of difference in her face. But I have been enjoying the CC cream on today. So it says, for immediate benefits that you get out of the cream, you get an SPF 30. So obviously I'm trusting that it's a broad spectrum SPF 30. Tinted color correction. So I would say that's what it is. It's a tinted color correction at, sorry, that was a lipstick check, at first application, but it's also buildable enough so that it does almost look like a foundation coverage. Like, it's a nice coverage. It can be built up. It then says it has antioxidant protection, which I don't know how that's an immediate effect that I could gauge, but it feels nice. And then it helps moisturize, and I definitely feel that. My skin feels moisturized without feeling too heavy. I will say though that because I am on the oilier side, especially in my T-zone, as you can probably tell, you see those oils starting to peek through. I have set my face with a powder and it's starting, I mean it is 8 hours away, right? But that oiliness is starting to build up, and I think that's just the moisturizing effect in it. And then for overtime or long-term benefits, it says here that it's going to help improve the look of fine lines, help improve the look of wrinkles, help with firmness, prevent photo aging, improve collagen, and help even out skin tone. So obviously I haven't used it enough. This is the first impressions video to talk about any of those long-term effects. But what I will say is that I keep catching, all day I kept catching reflections of myself, and my face looked really airbrushed and really flawless. I'm going to bring you in and show you in a second, but I noticed that, and then I had lunch with my sister and she noticed that too. And so it is really lovely. Also, like I said, 8 hours of wear, and look how much blush I still have on and how much bronzer. I'm really quite impressed with this CC cream. Yeah, let me bring you in and show you. Okay, so do you guys see what I mean by like airbrushed? I mean, I have a couple blemishes popping out. I did put some concealer on top of those, but you know, at the end of the day, they're just starting to show up a little bit. But like all that blush is still there, and like it's just so nice. Even on my chin area, like that, that doesn't happen. And then up here, I will say that it did oxidize. I don't know if you can tell, see my little lovely double chin, but I missed a spot down here. And so I am being nitpicky, but it does oxidize a little tiny bit, and it oxidizes a little bit yellowy in color. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that does oxidize a little bit. Also, if you're on the oily side, this might not be the best product for you unless you sort of want to touch up throughout the day, just because it does add that glowiness to your face. So definitely if you're on the drier side, this would be really lovely because it is going to give you that moisture all day long as well as that coverage. But just something to be mindful for in case you're on the oilier side and you don't want to really add more dewiness to your face. Just something to be mindful of with this guy. So yeah, this is my 2 cents on this product. Peter Thomas Roth, as far as I know, is a skincare brand that's now branching out into makeup, or has branched out for a while. They only have a couple makeup products. In any case, oh, it does say new, so I was right in that assumption that they are branching out into the makeup spectrum. And so I'm not surprised that my skin feels really nice and moisturized and not broken out while wearing this. I was though quite impressed with the fact that it did give me a nice coverage, and a long wearing coverage at that. So this is definitely, out of all the CC and BB creams I've tried, this probably is my favorite so far. I probably won't rush out and purchase it just because I told you I bought a bunch new foundations when I was in Vegas, and it's just leaving me a little bit dewier than I would like personally. But it is a really, really lovely product, and I'm glad I got a chance to try it. Let me know if you guys have tried it out and what you think. I say this in all of my review videos, but always let me know what you think if you've tried it, or if you have any recommendations on the CC cream front line. A bunch of you gave me some really lovely suggestions on my last CC/BB cream review video, so I am in the process of tracking those down. A lot of the really great ones that you recommended are Korean brands that I'm still trying to figure out how to get shipped here at a decent price. So I'm working on it, and thank you for those suggestions. I definitely do take them to heart. That is it for me today, but as always, in case I've rambled and you have any questions, let me know what those are down below. Let's do points of positivity, and then we will be done. So my first point of positivity is just a sweet afternoon with my aunt and my cousin. They've been traveling all summer and I haven't seen them, so we just sat down and just sort of chilled and enjoyed each other's company for a little bit this afternoon. That was definitely really lovely. My second point of positivity is catching up on some more Grey's Anatomy. I usually can't watch it by myself. That's why I was so far behind, is because I started watching it in college with my sweet friend that came to visit that I was telling you about. And I usually am not able to watch it by myself, so I was like 3 seasons behind before she came to visit me last time. And then when she did come to visit me, we caught up on season 8 and 9, and then I had season 10 left, and she was going to take it with her, and then she's like, you know what, just keep it, you finish watching it on your own. And I have been able to watch it on my own. It's funny, I think of her and I text her as I'm watching, but I have been catching up. At this point, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I'm very mad at Arizona. We're going to leave it at that, but it was fun to just watch and text with her as I watched. It definitely left me feeling very happy. And then my third point of positivity is a lovely email I got today from my sweet friend who goes by the Lebanese Makeup here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below. Just an amazingly talented young woman, and I just have always enjoyed our email interactions, but it was just especially fun to talk to her this weekend. I don't know, we're planning some Halloween tutorial perhaps, and I've been eyeing the Rocky Horror collection, and I just, oh, yeah. So that is it for me today. I want to send you a great big hug, tons of love and sunshine. Wish you an amazing day, whatever it is that you are up to, and as always, I can never leave you without reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.